It's the Weather Xtreme video, the Monday morning edition for the 16th of February. I'm James Spann. A lot of things to talk about here. First off, a reminder, we're coming to Cordova, and we are planning to do this at the moment Thursday. We'll take a look at weather conditions later, but at the moment we're planning on being there 4 o'clock until 6:30 Thursday evening up in Walker County. All right, let's take a look first off at the big picture this morning, kind of an overview. This is the water vapor satellite view across the nation. The northern branch of the jet stream delivering very cold air. The southern branch active with these waves. And as I have said over the past few days, this forecast for the week will be one of these. Yeah. This is the radar this morning at 5:07, and we've got precipitation moving in from the west. Up in the northwestern corner of the state, that should be falling in the form of freezing rain, but for most of the rest of Alabama, it's going to be rain today. Those are numbers at 5 o'clock. Below freezing for Cullman, Fort Payne, and Gadsden. It's 33 in the Shoals. I mean, they're walking a very fine line here between a cold rain and freezing rain and ice accumulation. We'll keep an eye on numbers up there, but for most of Alabama, it's just going to be a wet day today. The guidance started trending warmer Saturday evening, and it was very consistent yesterday. The really cold air is in the northeast. I mean, they're in the deep freeze up there, and we go in the deep freeze later this week, as you'll see. Now, early this morning, there is a winter storm warning for the northwest corner, basically two counties, Colbert, Lauderdale. And it's even there, it's a close call. Some folks up there might have enough ice accumulation to knock down some limbs and big travel problems. Others, just a cold rain in those two counties. For the rest of the Tennessee Valley, it's a winter weather advisory. I would imagine they'll be dropping that fairly soon. It looks like most folks up there around Huntsville will be okay. But to the north, it's a mess. All the pink in there, those are winter storm warnings from Arkansas and Missouri. Really, Kentucky's going to be the bullseye for the snow. Runs over to Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Virginia Beach. And this is a look at the snow forecast. This is coming from the various National Weather Service offices. And this is valid through tomorrow at midday. You can see some 1 foot totals over Kentucky and parts of West Virginia and the western part of the state of Virginia. And this is the rain expected through tomorrow morning. And for us, this is showing amounts of a little over 1 inch. We might even see some thunder this afternoon. Let's go in there and take a look. There's a lot of things to talk about here. We'll just walk you through day by day. This is the 06 ZGFS at noon today. This is at 500 millibars. You can see that big vortex that is northeast of Maine that brought the very cold air to the northeast United States yesterday. You can see a wave coming out across the plain states and a big ridge pumped up on the Pacific coast. This is the way things should look at noon today, according to the GFS. A surface low is near Meridian, Mississippi. A big snow north of that over parts of Missouri, Kentucky, northern Tennessee. The classic wintry mix from Nashville down to about Muscle Shoals and the Alabama border. But for most of Alabama, it's just going to be rain. 6 o'clock, the surface low moves east. It's around Anniston. We might see some thunder involved here later today. Some of the guidance has suggested maybe a band of thunderstorms with this. It depends on the actual placement of that surface low. And we note potential for a changeover to, again, a wintry mix over parts of North Mississippi as cold air pulls in behind that thing. And this is midnight tonight, and the GFS is showing potential for, again, this wintry mix of maybe light snow, sleet, or freezing rain on the backside of the departing storm. This should be a fairly quick-hitting mass of precipitation, and it's going to move out pretty quick, even though temperatures are falling. And by 6 o'clock, it's all down to the south of here. Could there be a surprise tonight? Yes. Goodness. Again, you know the skill set is limited here in dealing with these things. We all know that. But conventional logic would suggest we're not going to have any big problems with this, but it's something to watch. I can't rule out some impact tomorrow morning. Temperatures will likely drop into the mid-20s by daybreak. The question is, will there be any moisture left on the road surfaces and the bridges? It's going to be pretty breezy, which should help in the drying process, but we'll have to watch for some icy patches after midnight tonight, tomorrow morning, with this quick hitting shot of light snow or sleet or maybe a tad of freezing rain coming through here. But again, for the moment, we have no watches, no advisories. At the moment, that could change later as we look at new data coming in today. This is tomorrow at midday. We're just cold and dry. Maybe a few intervals of sun, probably a day with more clouds than sun, and a rather chilly day with a high only around 40 degrees. Now, this is Wednesday. Same deal. Cold. You can see maybe a few flurries with a little wave coming in from the northwest, a clipper-type feature, if you will. But they won't amount to much. This is Wednesday morning at 6 o'clock. This is Wednesday at midday. And again, just cold, maybe a few flurries. Temperatures struggling to get out of the 30s with an icy north wind. Now, this is Thursday at midday. Thursday is going to be a very cold day. The GFS is now showing a low Thursday morning of 12 and a daytime high of only 30. We stay below freezing all day Thursday if this is right, and the guidance here is certainly suggesting that. But the sky will be sunny. No mischief here. And this is Friday, and again, you can see the old PV over eastern Canada delivering cold air in that disturbed southern branch of the jet stream. And down below that, here comes the next wave. This is Friday evening at 6 o'clock. And the GFS is printing a high of only 32 in Birmingham on Friday. It's suggesting we stay below freezing all day, and it brings in this big mass of freezing rain. Will this be a high impact or a low impact event or a no event or just rain like we have today? We don't know that yet, and certainly we're not going to jump on this at this stage of the game. We have to get past the next 24 hours, then we can better focus on this. But if there's any big problem later in the week, this would be it, but it remains to be seen. The guidance could trend warmer, and it could be just rain like this, or it could be a big freezing rain problem with a big ice accumulation. It is simply too early to call. There is no really good skill set in identifying something like this 5 days out. It's just a possibility, but just be aware there could be some winter weather problems Friday. And then Saturday, as the weekend begins, that just looks wet as we warm up and we have rain. The high would be in the 40s if this is right. And then Sunday, on the backside of this, the chance of another wintry mix moving in here. So you see there are multiple opportunities for winter weather mischief over the next 5 days. And this is Monday, and even there, we're still unsettled. We've got some rain with some wintry issues to the east and to the west. And I go back to that picture, which is what we have in the forecast for the next 5 days. It's going to be very challenging writing a 7-day forecast, I'll say that. We'll check the end of the forecast. That looks cold. This is the 25th. We've still got the western ridge, eastern trough, and if that's right, it's just cold and dry. So, goodness gracious, fun days here in the forecast office. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream of the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.